Great Scott, we have a bit of rain in the air in Zambor, and I'm not surprised because, of course, we are quite close to the beach. Beach, let's get away. Oh my word. By the way, that's Nicki Minaj lyrics as well, but I don't think that anyone will be singing about, well, be thinking about going to the beach or even singing Nicki Minaj either. The drivers are going to have to very much think on their feet here about what tyres are going to go on, and we've got a Williams out on circuit, and that is Jinner on the intermediate tyres here, very similar to the start of Gold last night as well. Hello, welcome along everyone to round 13 of the World Championship in silver tonight there, and I must say that it's very much mission critical, I think, for the McLaren Mercedes team if they want to get both championships, which they looked odds on, didn't they, in the beginning of the season, but major reliability issues and all that kind of malarkey has really cost them over the past couple of races or so, hasn't it? Very similar to the 99 season and maybe even the 2000 season as well, which potentially cost McLaren. Remember that the amount of reliability issues that McLaren had in 2000, goodness gracious me. But I would say at the moment that the rain might get heavier here because I think it's got heavier since the start of the qualifying session, which is why I think we've got quite a lot of drivers out on circuit. I'm surprised that Moore isn't out there, to be honest. As we're just watching Jinner tackle the chicane of turn 10 and 11, or 11 and 12, and something like that. And 3 reserve drivers in here tonight as well. We'll talk about the reserve drivers in just a jiffy. But this is qualifying first, and Jinner is going to be the first driver then on the to get his time on the board then. No spray at the moment then. So similar, as I mentioned then, to the Gold, to the start of Gold last night, and the rain had dissipated by, I think it was like lap 8 or 10 or something like that. So potentially we could see something very similar here in qualifying tonight then. I do not know about the weather for the race yet, which makes it very entertaining indeed then. Happy 70th Grand Prix start, by the way, to Sweet then. Good stuff indeed there. I don't think there's any other milestones out there tonight. Look at that. That is actually starting to get quite heavy. Going over a sky flock then at turn 7 now. I love that corner then. Goodness gracious me. Whoa, this is getting very greasy then for Jinner as he's attacking the course now, is Jinner. Jinner, one of the quickest drivers pound for pound in Grand Prix racing, I feel that. I think the Silver has so many good qualifiers, don't they, in this championship, especially this season. But however, surprisingly enough, Jinner has not got a pole position just yet. Then this could potentially be the race where he breaks his duck. Then yellow flag. Then at turn 13. I think it's one of the McLaren teams, the Papaya Dot. Then on that trap map. Then having a couple of issues. Then Jinner then coming out of 13, out of 14 as well with the green mark intermediate tyres. Here he comes and out the banking of 14 and no DRS there. So it's wet enough out there for DRS as Jinner goes fast on a 19.264 to set us on our journey in qualifying. Then everyone is out on circuit apart from Farf, who is probably still in the barf at the moment, is our Farfed. So Jinner fast as Kiki has not been able to set a competitive, well, he set a competitive time, but he's a second slower than Jinner. That's unlike Kiki. Kiki, like Jinner, a very quick qualifier, but I wonder if that's the track getting slower rather than Kiki itself. And let's find out that who is coming across the line, and Kaida goes second fastest, 2/10 of a second away from Jinner, who's still the benchmark out there. This could be all said and done after only a couple of minutes in this qualifying session. Now Higgins is fourth. Riley has jumped over the third. Then, of course, Riley got a pole position earlier on the Japanese Grand Prix earlier this season. Tori down in sixth position, the slowest of the runners so far then for Tori. Hopefully this rain gets lighter there for the beautiful pink helmeted Aston Martin driver. Vasta is up into second position. The winner from last time out in Hungary is second fast at the moment. Markey down in seventh position there for the McLaren driver. Then part of the championship, challenger. R2B has got sixth position. Was Mayran, who is now down in eighth position. Was the Duke, the championship leader. So Williams 1-2 at the moment there by 300ths of a second. Good gracious me! It's action and drama all the way in the opening stage of this qualifying session. Good heavens above there. My word. We have got Matt, we got who's in the pits? Nigel's in the pits as well, and Fartman. Two drivers who won in this championship there. Sweet goes third fast there for Sweet, good stuff indeed there. So Sweet's he's got yellow flags. I think it's one of the Red Bulls having a couple of issues there, but Sweet now up into third position. Luke on the exit of Skyflot there, very much wrestling that Mercedes. Sloth, of course, now a full-time driver in Red Bull, because this is his first race as a full-time driver. Riley goes back at the third. Vessier then is 14th at the moment. Vessier's got a milestone as well tonight, actually, I think. Then we'll have a look at that in just a minute. As KD is just crawling that course. A good race last time out for KD. Mr. Radio Bull is out on circuit, and Sloth, and this is his first drive as a full-time Red Bull driver. 9 points so far in 8 starts this season for Sloth, and a former Grand Prix winner in the top championship of gold as well. Many moons ago, then, which he probably is not going to be happy about how many minis I put in there. Sloth has gone purple in the first section. Look at how much steering input he's putting into Skyflock. My goodness gracious me. That is a lot there. As Lucas got pole position there for Lucas. Goodness gracious me. Lucas not had a pole position before in silver, but Jitter then just takes it there by a whisker. Well, I say a whisker. 3/10 of a second there. Mad Max down in 15th position there. KD has set a time, and Kiki has done a better time and gone to third position there. The best way to dry a Formula 1 circuit is to let cars go round and round and round and dissipate the water back up into the sky. Duke then flicking passes as well. We got Riley has found another 3/10 of a second somewhere in this Ferrari. That's going to put him on the higher echelons of the grid here. Maybe in pole position. Vesser's got second, but Riley's on pole position. And here in Zandvoort, Sloth has gone second fastest. And goodness gracious me, there's action and drama in this qualifying session already here. My word. KD then is 5 seconds up in the second sector now. Then as KD drifted it through out of turn 10 and in the back straight down into 11th. What about the two McLarens? Disappointed so far. Marky's only 12th fastest there. My word. We have got Fasta up into 4th position in that Ferrari. Then, of course, last week's Grand Prix winner, as Mayrad has gone pole position. And, of course, he's got the most pole positions this season, Mayrad. That's how with 5 pole positions in 9 qualifying attempts there. My word. So Mayrad is currently pole position there by a whisker. And KD has improved his position, and he's now finished 6th in the Kickstarter Super 7 for Camera Racer tonight. My word. Incredible start here in Zandvoort. Good gracious me, and action and drama in this one already. So Mayran leads. Riley is second at the moment. There, some drivers may come in and throw a new set of intermediate tyres on there as the rain is. I think it's getting heavier, you know. But Sloth has got his way up into third position. Then Jitter fourth, Savassa in fifth position, KD into a superb 6th. Duke, the championship leader, all the way down in 7th now for the Duke. And we're on board now with Vessier in 8th position in the Alpine. Go for another time run now then for Vessier. 9th is Luke, who was in pole position not too long ago. He's 4,200 a second down on his previous best then. Jay Hinks is on pole position. A horror show season for Jay Hinks, but he is on pole position now. With less than 10 minutes to go in this qualifying session now for Jay Hinks in the Mercedes. And that'll be Jay Hinks' first pole position then of the season if he can stay there. That's a big if though, isn't there? Because look, there's a lot of cars out there. It's just going round and round and round, isn't it? So a lot of drivers out there are probably fueled at quite a lot of fuel in the cars. And Slothman over in the high part of the circuit, and Mr. Raging Bull, who's out. Luke's gone back up to 5th fastest now in the Mercedes car. My word, the Mercedes are 1st and 5th there, which has been a difficult season for the Brackley-based team then, but up into 1st and 5th, which is great stuff indeed. Magnificent. And then we have got Duke, who's out on circuit and on the first sector. Vessier is crawling back into the garage. Cardell, 2/10 second up there, but getting very squirrely at that curb there. Of course, we all know about that curb. We've also got R2 Beat, who's on the back straight as well in the second Aston Martin car. Nigel out on circuit and, of course, making his 100th Grand Prix start last week then, and he is just behind who's seconds are you looking at? R2 beats 2/10 of a second up in the second sector time now. Goodness gracious me. On board now of R2 beat then as well. Goodness gracious me. I thought he was gone there, but R2 beat there controlling the car. Sloth has gone pole position then 8 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Sloth is on pole position then. Here comes R2 beat then out of the final turn, out of the back turn now. R2 beat 8 faster than the Aston Martin. Kyle Allen's up to 5th faster than the Racing Bull. Mayran is in 3rd position. Then he's going to get pole position. He has got pole position by 4/10 of a second there. Now that's a bit. Duke is on pole position there. My goodness gracious me. 2/10, a 10th of a second there, or just over a 10th of a second separates Duke and Mayran, then potentially 2 championship challengers then for the remainder of the season. An incredible qualifying here tonight. Then we're going to have a couple of issues though. I think there's a short circuit. This one is drivers going to start to trip over each other. Then they all want a piece of the same bill of track. I'm sure of it. Mr. Raging Bull 444 up in the first sector. Nigel's invalidated and has gone off there over at the far end of the circuit. KD's back out on circuit. Vestier in the Alpine down in 14th for this moment. Kiki who was flying in the early stages of qualifying down in 15th. Here comes Vestier out to the final turn, out of the banks, turn 14 now, coming across the line then, and Vestier back up in the 3rd position in the Alpine machine. Magnificent stuff indeed. Wow, incredible stuff. And here comes Farf, and goodness me, Farf is out on circuit very early on as well. And his bath must have been run early because he's out on circuit. Tory is just on an out lap as well. Markey down in 18th position. Mission critical now for Markey. Sweet then on his 70th Grand Prix start tonight in the Haas car. Has got an Aston Martin just in front of him. That dirty air, even in this rain-affected session, is going to hurt him. But he's going to have the slipstream here. And that is going to really help then. And Sweet goes out back up into 6th position. That gets right out the way then. Oh my goodness me then. Incredible stuff indeed. I was looking for that second Alpine now, but Mr. Raging Bull has abandoned his time and come back into the garage. My garage? My goodness gracious me. Luke then, oh, he's a 10th of a second down then. He improves by the minutes of the margin and goes from 9th to 7th position here. Well, he's back down to 8th now because we've just seen Kiki get himself back up in the 3rd. Good gracious me. What a qualifying session this for. The best of the season so far. Wow. Far from on the back straight here, 56.522 in the second sector, but he's taken too much gravel there, Farf has. But of course, he's still fine and dandy. Tory out on circuit as well. Then Mad Max then, who's going into Tarzan. Let's stick with Farf. Farf is having a nightmare season. It's the worst season on record there for the former Grand Prix winner of silver and gold. Then 6 Grand Prix wins, then 3 in gold, then 3 in silver. Farf is the slowest of the time runner so far. That is not ideal. Markey and Tory are just finished off their laps. So R2B has gone to 3rd position now. As you can see on the left hand side, Tara Jenner's on pole position with just over 5 minutes to play in qualifying. Here comes Tory across the line, and then Tory across the line, 18th for this. I won't be disappointed that Markey is down in 19th position. Goodness gracious me. Oh, sweet Gene on a something or something. Mad Max is in the second sector. Mad Max is in second sector time 5/10 of a second up. That's half a second improvement for Mad Max, and that will get him into the mid part of that. Then KD, mid part of the group. Then there's KD's on pole position then with less than 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and there's still all up to play for here. It's going to be like a fruit machine then at the end of this qualifying session. So they're going to be tumbling across the line. Mad Max goes 8 fast, is much better for Mad Max, and he's in the top 10 up for that Racing Bull. Sevasta then 9/10 of a second down. I think he's finished as that. Then R2B right up into 6th position. Vesser has abandoned his time and come into the garage then. What about Tory? Tory's a second down. Farf is found 7/10 of a second, but Farf has abandoned his time and come into the pits as well. Has Farf. Is anyone going to go out there and go into slick tyres? I don't think so. KD's on pole position then for the kick salver. Is that KD's first pole position of his career in Grand Prix racing? I hear you ask. No, it's not. 9 qualifying attempts and KD's been on pole position twice then. So potentially could be 3 pole positions in 10 qualifying attempts there for KD. Magnificent stuff indeed then in this one. Wow, incredible. Jenner currently second at the moment, but is Jenner going for another time run as well? Let's go on board there with Jenner. And I was just taking a look to see if Jenner had pole position in silver. He's never had a pole position in silver, which I'm quite surprised by in his 53 Grand Prix starts, and flicking over Skyflock as well. First sector time up, 700 second improvement. Vessier is thinking about, no he isn't, he's back onto the intermediate tyres. Vessier is thinking about getting some of those soft tyres on, but he's back on the intermediate tyres. He's not out of the garage just yet, and so he's still got 3 minutes to go. I wonder if anyone's going to... Is it? I think it's drier. Look at that. The track is not... there's not as many splashes on the circuit, and I'm wondering if someone's going to take a almighty... Well, I haven't said that on that shot then. There is a lot of splashes coming from the sky here. I would say that... who's going to make the boldest bold decisions. I'm going to be honest, I forgot what I was trying to say then, goodness me. It's medium tyres for Nigel. Going back to soft tyres, there's 3 or 4 drivers that are flirting with the idea of going on the slick tyres. Jenner pole position with 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Incredible. Markey then is elected to stay on the intermediate tyres. This is an important lap for Markey in this championship quest there. And for McLaren as well. There's McLaren still in the Constructors' Championship incredibly, mainly because their first couple of races have been so good. Slough is on pole position then with just over 120 seconds to go. And Slough has not been on pole position in his 8 appearances in silver. He's had the Grand Prix winning gold though, has the Slough has there. And Jitter, who was that? Someone just jumped up the order. Mayran is gone 3/10 of a second up in the second sector. Here is on board with Mayran, who's probably been one of the most unluckiest drivers on the field so far then. Yellow flag is out there somewhere. We're going to stick with this car for the minute. Who's that that's just jumped up the order? I think it's Mr. Reagan Ball up into 9th position. May ran out of the final turn then. What about the champion? What about the man who's second, the world champion? Third, I should say, and he's on pole position, 3/10 of a second here. My golly gosh there. Anyone on the soft tyres? Nigel's the only driver that has gone on the soft tyres. Slough is crawling, as is Jenner as well. Jay Hings into a superb 4th position, and Cardell's up in the 3rd. Magnificent stuff indeed. He's got time as well to harvest and do one more lap, but has he got the fuel in the car? That is going to be on Kydal's mind at the moment. But he's off the 3rd mode. Mayran is on pole position so far. He's had 5 so far. This is Mad Max. Oh no, he is out of qualifying. Sadly, it's Mad Max in the racing bull. Who is that? I think that is Mad Max crawling off the circuit. Unfortunately. Oh my goodness gracious me then. Let's take start. No, we can't because Kiki pole position there for the Red Bull driver. Wow, incredible. Kiki's on 7 pole positions, and can he make it 8 here tonight on his 49th Grand Prix appearance in silver tonight? Magnificent stuff indeed. Mayran there just harvested. Lucas found Lucas on a quick lane. Luke's up in the 3rd actually. I apologise. Lucas up in the 3rd. Slough is just starting this up then. We've got Kydal out on circuit as well. I don't know where to look, to be honest, and it's so difficult. Here comes Sevasta then, who's starting this up. I'm looking for the second Ferrari. It's Riley, and we've also got R2B on soft tyres as well. Look, it's dry. It's not dry, but it's stopped raining out here. It's going like the European Grand Prix, one of the best qualifying sessions that I've ever witnessed in Formula 1, where Heinz-Harald Frentzen took pole position with 15 seconds to go. Well, we haven't got 15 seconds anymore. It's all or nothing now. It's make or break for the driver's head. Farfus moved his way up into 8th position and in the kick Sauber. McLaren behind him is going to... No, Markey's finished. He's had to take the checker flag, and Markey's down in 16th position. It's a horror show. Jenner's on pole position there. Duke is on pole position. My goodness gracious me. Incredible. Luke is only 5th in the end there. Now Mercedes, DRS has been enabled, and that's going to be heartbreak for a lot of these drivers. There's 2 Red Bulls towing each other along there. Here comes Slough. Slough's on pole position on a 16.996. Sweet on pole position. Goodness gracious me. What an incredible qualifying session this is. Wow. I got to be honest. How is this event going to get any better than this? Mr. Regent Ball is on the front row of the grid. Sebastian's on pole position then for the Ferrari. Magnificent. KD is 4th. Jay Hings is on the front row of the grid. Riley's having a 4th position then. Nigel on the soft tyres only goes 6th fastest. Mayran is down in 7th position then. What about the Aston Martin of Tory? As he's only in he's not down the order. Look at Duke, the championship leaders in 11th position. Oh my goodness gracious me. And Kaidan makes his way up into 6th position. Farfield might be able to have one more time run, but I think he's done. He's going for it once again. Farfield, let's go on board. Has Farf got anything left then? I think he's struggling. He's in the pits then. Markey is on the final, is our last position then. Sebasta in only his 3rd Grand Prix of his start of the season. He is on pole position then, and my goodness me then, he won last week, he's on pole position tonight there. Wow, fantastic stuff indeed. His first pole position in his 3rd qualifying appearance tonight there. Wow, incredible stuff indeed there. Good stuff there for Sebasta. Magnificent stuff indeed then. What a start to silver. By the way, hello everyone, welcome. What an incredible start that was, and I didn't even have a chance to talk about the drivers or the constructors yet. But after that qualifying session, there is an almighty shift potentially on hand here tonight then in terms of the World Championship there, which is what they're all here for. Right. Hello, Nosey. Good luck, Silver and Sean. Then, Silver Slapper said, see, Vasta went 2nd. You missed it. Serious Russian, did I? I love a good splosh. And then, average Dutch weather I see there from Anthony is saying then, UK summer. The amount of times we'll say pole position. I've said it so many times that it's ridiculous. Look at that. Jay Hings are so close to getting his first pole position of his season. But 48 hundredths of a second then with Sweet in 3rd, Riley in 4th position. What an incredible qualifying that was. I absolutely love that. Oh my gosh, there. Sean casually missing my guys Luke's P3 then. It was pretty. Oh, we got sunshine there, fantastic stuff indeed. I got to say, it was incredible stuff indeed there. They're all on pole position then. As Luke saying, and Stephen jinxed him then. Absolutely. It's either Stephen or Serious Mushroom that jinxes everyone. Pole positions everywhere. Track improvement was crazy. Good luck all from R2B then. Premature. I can't even read it. Right, phone down. And I need to sit down because I'm absolutely knackered. In terms of the drivers and the constructors standings, because I'm all over the show now. Duke leads the championship by 18 points, but it's had a bit of a difficult qualifying. Kiki then is 2nd position with Mayran in 3rd, 5 points away from Kiki, for 23 points away from the championship leader Duke. Then Markey on the back of the grid is in 4th position in the championship on 108 points, 85 for Sweet, 70th Grand Prix start tonight for Sweet. Mr. Agent 4 on 71, 62 points there for Nigel, 58 for Tory, Camera also on 58 as well, Gino on 45, 35 for Vessia, Gordo on 35 along with RTP as well. Goodness gracious me, there's a party down there. 25 for Riley, 24 for Luke, Kaidal on 19, 11 for Irvine, Jay Hings 11, 9 for Sloth and 5 on 3 points. Constructors Championship, the gap has been whittled down to just under 40 points, well actually 40 points exactly to be precise, between the Williams and the McLaren in that battle for the constructors. Red Bull are in 3rd position, 62 points away, and Haas are in 4th position on 132. Alpine on 106, 93 for Aston Martin, 61 for Kick Sauber, 54 for Racing Bulls, 36 for Ferrari, 35 for Mercedes. Nigel's had a problem in the formation lap, unfortunately, so that's not good at all then. Good luck, go on, Pimp, and good luck, Luca, you can do it. Has anyone watched that? I'm not sure, I can't remember what film it's from now. I keep thinking it's the Water Boy, but I don't think it is, actually. Pot stuff, come on, Sweet, decent result now. Let's push on, mate. Then Sivasta, then pole position number 1 in his 3rd start here tonight. Then medium tyres. Jay Hings is alongside him on row 1. What a qualifying for Jay Hings. Can he convert it into a result? Jay Hings is on a fine Vettel at the moment after 2 points finish in the last 3 races. Sweet in 3rd position. Riley, great qualifying him to 4th position. Hard tyres and Mayran's also. Oh no, and Mayran technical issues again there. He just can't stay in the session. KD in 5th position. Also trying to build on a great result from last week with Riley and with Cardall in 6th, I should say. Hard tyres for Cardall and Nigel. May ran down in 8th, but he could not take the start. Hard tyres for Mr. Raging Bull and Sloth, 9th and 10th position. Vestier, 69th Grand Prix start in 11th position there. Duke, the championship leader, down in 12th. Jinner Soft Tyres in 13th position. Kiki in 14th with Luke in 15th. Far from the medium tyres with Tory on the R2P and Mad Max all on medium tyres, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. Marquis in 20th position, last there, and 4th in the championship. So mission critical now for the McLaren. One McLaren's out of the race. The other McLaren is down in 20th position. Good heavens above. Again, it says Nigel then, and Duke a shocker that far down. It says serious mushroom. Lights are on! And it's good. And it's a good run then down into Tarzan and for Savassa, who's had a perfect start in that Ferrari. But look at this, Sweet is on the outside. That's a big lock up there. As we've got the two Alpines going side by side. That's a Mercedes off. Oh no, it's a terrible start. It's Luke all the way down in the back of the field then, and that's going to be frustration. Markey is already up the order as well. We got more contact. Fourth is off the circuit. And Duke, the championship leader, is also in the back of the field. Nigel's dropping down the order. What's happened to Nigel here? It's a bit of a mess then to start us out for the Dutch Grand Prix. Is the Kiki in 13th position here, and look at that, to Markey is going to contact between Markey and the Aston Martin of R2B. Mayram down in 60th position there. What happened at the start there? We've had a lot of incidents already in this one. Savasta leads as Sweets is up into second position. Jay Hings down into third. KD in fourth position. Riley is down in position. But look at this, we've got a lot of stuff going on here then. Stuff for Sean, goodness me. Jenner's up in fourth position. 7th for Tory. Magnificent contact, and that's Mr. Agent Ball has spun it there. It's a very messy start to the Dutch Grand Prix. Nigel's had issues as well, and now as Markey and R2B are now renewing hostilities. Luke has passed the Mayran as well. That one completed. Savasta leads. Second position, and look at this as I'm breaking the toe. And God say it's very, very vicious out there. Cardell's dropped down to 8th position. There's Jinners up the order. Of course, the grid has been very much a mixed up contact between the two cars. Out of Tarzan as well. My goodness gracious me. Action galore then. Of course, DRS will be enabled then. I don't think there's any rain on the horizon just yet. Jinners flying through the field. As just flicking through that as we're going down the order now. But goodness me, it's a mixed up grid, which has caused all kinds of chaos on the opening stage of this Grand Prix. Fesser's all over the back of Riley here. Fesser's up 5 positions, going up the inside here. My goodness, me though. Incredible stuff indeed. Tori up 8 position there. Jenner up 6, Vesser up 5 positions as well. 6 for Markey. Down 9 is Mayran, then down 7 is Duke. It's a horror show for the championship leader then. My goodness, gracious me. Mayran top of his generator, usual silver start, says Serious Mushroom. I put it down to having a mixed up grid there, but Mushroom is not buying that one by any stretch of the imagination. Who's that gone wide then? That's Tory, it was gone very wide. And also we've got a skittish Haas there of Nigel having issues on the outside curve there. Lap 2 has been complete. Here comes Sweet then. Kaida has lost. Kaida, the Tory's off the circuit there and into the bank turn, and we cannot see if he's got damage. He's carrying on, and through he goes. My goodness gracious me, as we go down into Tarzan this one. Good heavens above. Oh, I apologise. I need to calm down, and I've stubbed my toe, and it really hurts. Savasta leads. Second is Sweet. Jay Hings in third position. KD is in fourth position. Vesser is fifth with Jitter in sixth position. Seventh is Riley. Eighth is Kiki. 2.5 seconds back then. Ninth position is Kaida with 10th position is Sloth. Sloth on the inside there, but that gap was always going to close, and Sloth thought better of it then. Into Skyflock. 11th position is Nigel on his home Grand Prix, having a difficult Grand Prix so far, the world champion, former world champion, but silver and gold, and of course the first ever ALR world champion as well, Nigel, with that accolade. Incredible stuff indeed there. Out the inside there goes R2B at the moment. Tory is fighting alongside, and he's going to try and get past on the outside then, and he's going to do a Leclerc, is he? He is. Magnificent stuff indeed then, and through he goes. Great manoeuvre there from Tory. That's a great manoeuvre. I think that might be overtaking the season there. I think as we kind of Sweet takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix and gets ahead of Sylvester into the pits. Who's that into the pits there? That's Kaidalis coming to the pits. I wonder if he's got damage there. Sloth is in 9th position now, just following his teammate Kiki. And of course, Red Bull will be happy with that at the moment there. Of course, they was devastated to lose Coop, but Sloth currently is going to try and get as many points on the board as they can there. But it's going to be difficult to fill the shoes of Coop has in Soup then, who's had to gear up his seat then. On board with R2B RTB down on the medium tyres will be probably hoping to be a bit further up the field than this, and he's going to be stuck behind the hard shot Nigel and Sloth, Kiki and Riley. All those drivers are going to be going very long in this race. I remember what we seen last night then in terms of tyre wear, and Immortal just about getting those tyres in, but that was with a wet weather start. As this time, as what Mad Max is in peril here, and it's a safety car here, as Mad Max has had an issue there, and hopefully this won't be a lap down, but Mad Max unfortunately having a cut. Oh, he's lost a hold of the nose there, unfortunately for the racing bull of Mad Max, so that's a shame. So, what are we going to have here then? What we're going to have here then is we are, as I've got a voice message there from Percy. Oh no, it's for everyone. I thought it was special. Sweet has stayed out. Who's in the pits? That's Jenner in the pits, of course. That is a no-brainer there. That's a no-brainer there for Jenner because he is on the soft compound tyre. And he's done a good job out there. Also in the pits where we've got R2B in the pits. That's both Aston Martins. That's not good. And Aston Martin, they're going to have to queue here. This is going to be painful for Tory. Yes. Oh no. And that's bad communication there for the Aston Martin team there. And Tory is going to lambast his team. He's now onto the hard tyres. Well, maybe he's not. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic here. Is Mayran back in the session? He looks like he's back in the session. I think I'll be a bit dramatic about the Aston Martin because maybe he did not want to lose as much time by staying out. So I think I'm being a bit dramatic there, and I should not have questioned Mike Crack, should I? So Mayran, I think, is back in the session here. Lap 5 out of 36. On a very action-packed start here in Zandvoort. I love that shot. Beautiful step indeed. I don't think we've seen that shot last night, did we? Fantastic. Oh, as Tory needs to... Tory had to get a bit of a wobble on there. So Jinner is the highest runner who has pitted. Then Kaida's gone on to the medium tyre. Mad Max there is going to come into the pits there. All 20 cars still out there at the moment. It's Bert Mylander is out to making an appearance here tonight. Great start, Mucker. What's an SC then? Too early to pit, surely, says Pot Stuff. Someone lost an end plate, only got one now, like you, Sean. What are you trying to say? I've got a what? Leave it. Let's keep this stream. Oh, Mad Max is out of the Grand Prix. I do not know what happened there. But Mad Max out of the race. And that's a big shame there for Mad Max. Sweet is currently leading this race. So the top 5 are all onto the medium tyres. As Pot Stuff has said, it is too early to go onto the hard tyres. And as we've seen with Immortal, it was. What's happening? Is Luke? Oh my goodness me! Luke is Luke's. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. But Luke is I think he's setting everyone through, or is he? Oh, goodness me. This is a bit perilous here. I don't know if Luke is... Luke... Oh, no, and that's what's happening. Kiki! Oh, Riley's got a 10-second penalty, and that is quite frustrating, to say the least there. Farver's back in the pits there. Hang on, let me have a look then. So just watching what happened is, oh dear. Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a disconnect there or whatnot. Be a hard ass to go to the end then. To be honest, I always have enough on one plate anyway. One plate is plenty for me. Actually, it's not. To be fair, I am a growing man still at the age of 35. Well, I'm not sure what's occurring here, but it's a bit of a mess in the middle of the field here, isn't it? So that's not ideal. Hopefully they can get themselves sorted and raring to go again. Then let me get rid of all my notifications here, because the safety car's in this lap. That is Farfus corner to the back of the Crocodile. Whilst we've got a 10-second penalty for Riley. Luke is in 7th position now. I'm not sure where he was to begin with, but nevertheless, let's get on racing, shall we? And hopefully we can sort that shenanigans out later on then. I hope Farfus got his eagle eyes on today. Someone's on drugs again, says Serious Mushroom. How dare you? All I've had today is my usual caffeine. Having said that, I've only had 2 cans of Monster today, which is probably not a good thing either. I probably should get it down to 1, shouldn't I, really? But there we go. But it feels like I'm back in my lockdown days. Out of the final turn then. 30 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Sweetie's going to have to break the toe here, isn't he? And of course, he's going to try and do that as well. But Vesh is on the cracking start. So KD is going to be under the cosh here down into Tarzan. Luke's dropping back there, and there's some major issues there again. And that's a shame for Luke because he had a very good qualifying, or didn't he? Until I think he got his timing slightly wrong, unfortunately, but Mayran is now down 18th position there. We've got a lot of, oh, what's happened there? And Mayran has got an issue, and Mayran is over to 14th position, and Farf is in the wall, and I'm sorry, I've missed a lot of this, and Farf is out of the race, and oh dear, I'm going to be honest, I can feel as Mayran has left the session again. I don't know if it was a technical issue or whatnot, but it's a bit of a mess in this opening stages to this Dutch Grand Prix there. I can't make heads or tails of what's going on. Yeah, my word. Farf out of the race then. I think that's only Farf's second DNF of the season after the Canadian Grand Prix. But Farf is having a pretty horrific season by his standards. Of course, Farf is a seasoned campaigner. Sadly, we only caught the end of it though, didn't we? But Mayran back down the back of the grid then. Kiki has also having issues as well in 17th position, getting caught up in. I'm not sure if it is more lag or whatnot. What is going on? Says Mushroom. I have no idea. I'm struggling to keep up with this at the moment. More yellow flags as Kiki is off the circuit. I'm going to be honest, I think that Kiki's going to be quite frustrated after the shenanigans that happened under the safety car, because Kiki was one of the runners that was on the hard tyres and was going to go very long in this race as well. So a lot of the stewards are going to have their hands full in this one tonight, I feel, because there's a lot of things that are going on in this race tonight there, and I'm not sure if it's connections or whatnot. Instant reports incoming, says Anthony. Absolutely. But we're not sure if it's down to the bad driving or if it's technical gremlins there with the connections and whatnot, but I think that there is two instances there which I think, I'm pointing fingers, but I think that there's two instances there which was costly, not down to driver error but down to connections. That is my opinion, but there we go. Oh, it's Riley getting a bit squirrely on that old curb on the outside there. As look at that! And Nigel going on the inside and passes Sloth. Katie's passed Jay Hinkson back up in the third position there. Of course, Katie did get on the podium last week, but I think that's a penalty that was rescinded, which put him back down to fourth position. Markey then is going to be the happiest so far, as he is now up to 8th position, with Duke down into 13th position now, as we've got more battling at the back of the field. But Markey then is now up the order then, with Markey now in 8th position, and Kiki is down in 17th position, and Duke is down in 13th position, and Mayran is not in this race at the moment now. So out of all those drivers, I think that Markey is going to be grinning from here to here. Jay Hings on the front row of the grid. He is down into 4th position now on lap 9 out of 36. A very fast and frantic start to this Dutch Grand Prix. A Grand Prix that is going to have a lot of, as Stephen said then, a lot of reports are going to be incoming in this race there. Not only that then, I think that there's going to be maybe some harsh penalties as well. 2 retirements in this one there. Sadly, Mad Max out of the Grand Prix, who sent me a very nice message earlier on then. I will read it out later on then, because of course it was nice about me. How can I not read it? But sadly, Mad Max is not going to be the nicest mood speed out of the race so early on. Sebastian's going to go for it to Tarzan. Not quite. As Sweeter keeps the lead then, and keeps ahead of the man who's got on pole position for the first time this season. Luke is out of the Grand Prix, and I'm not sure if, I think that might be connection issues there with Luke then. I'm just assuming, but not good at all. Nigel, goodness me, that Haas car is feeling a bit squirty. Luke is out of the race, and Farf out of the race, Mad Max out of the race as well here. Mayran is currently not in this race either, and the more technical issues that Mayran had, then the worse it's going to be in terms of championship challenge there for Mayran. And once again, Mayran has only scored 2 points in the last 5 Grand Prix, and of course 2 of them was with DNS as well though, of course, for Mayran, but 2 DNFs as well in those 5 Grand Prix, so it's mission critical now for the McLaren team then. All the smashings was Luke then, says Serious Mushroom. So Serious Mushroom has pointed the finger at Luke. Thank goodness gracious me, I love it. Good stuff. But of course, I'm only assuming, of course, it could be other issues as well. But it did look quite suspicious, didn't it, to say the least. So I think it was more of a connection issue though. Sorry for Luke. Internet was unplayable. I don't know why. Sorry, so sorry guys, Luke. So Probs net says Serious Mushroom there. So yeah, Luke did say that it was in internet issues, sadly. So Luke out of the race, and I'm wondering if that was the same issue that caused the collision at the back of the field as well between Mayran, Farf, and a couple of other drivers was also involved in that shenanigans as well. So sadly for Luke, out of the Grand Prix, out of the race there, and Luke has left the session as well, and 17 runners and riders remain in this Grand Prix. And we're looking at Vessier, and Vessier's got his 69th Grand Prix start tonight. Great stuff indeed there. Nice. We all love 69, don't we? So that's why I was bringing it up. Fantastic. Also I need to grow up as well, don't I? It was Luke. I rewound it. Serious Russian. Good. To us, it's a shame we didn't have Serious Russian's going to be our instant replay guy. You see, now they're fantastic. To be fair, there is a 20-second delay from what happens now. Oh, it's R2B. That's a horrific amount of understeer. The car is just sliding off at the chicane of 11 and 12 there. Not ideal at all. I do have a 20-second gap, so after what happens there, I could look down and see the string, but unfortunately, I have got not a big brain capacity, sadly, with my IQ of 69. And by the way, that's not made up either. I did that. I was like Jenner's threw it up to 10 for this. And of course, he's the highest runner who's pitted and on 7-lap out hard tires. Yes, I did my IQ test when I was in college. So I was probably like 19, 18, maybe 20. And yes, I did get 69 there, which I gotta say is pretty low, isn't it? But I think I did the second test. I got 84, but apparently that doesn't count because I did it a second time. There we go. Anyway, Nigel on the outside of Skyfly, and that's why. That's probably why. That's going to answer a lot of questions now, isn't it, for you folks that just listened to me all these years? Yeah, I pit and quit because the incident was horrific. I didn't want to ruin anyone's races anymore. Then disappointed because I was looking forward to this one. I'll take the penalty point for it, says Luke. I think to be fair, Luke, I think you've done the sensible thing there because having a dodgy internet already flicking all over the place, it can be very difficult there. I would say that I've experienced that, but sadly I'm so far behind everyone. I don't really have problems with anyone having dodgy internet, but there we go. But having said that, me and Mushroom have said that it's the Red Bull that is the issue this season, not us, because we're both very talented individuals. Jay Hings! Oh, it's Riley down the inside as well. Vessier! Oh, Vessier's also, goodness me, there's a lot of unstable connections out there tonight, but we got more yellow flags, and it is it's Nigel off the circuit now in Tarzan. This is a very difficult circuit to overtake on. I wonder if it's not frustration then. Of course, we've got 7 rounds to go after tonight as we're over half distance in this World Championship, but there is a lot of mussy racing out there tonight. Riley up into 5th position now. Vessier's up into 4th. I thought Vessier was also lagging as well out there, but it's a bit unfortunate that as just on board then, of course. Why is your internet gone a bit dodgy then? Have you gone back to Australia? Nah, that's next year. I'll race at my grand's house next week because her internet is so much better than my aunt's where I am at the moment. Don't worry about that, Luke. I had to travel from here then everywhere when Silver first started, if I remember. I had to commentate from my sister's house because the internet in the old Gloucester area, which is ironically where I used to live next to, literally just behind McDonald's, and ironically their Wi-Fi was terrible. I think I was using the 4G router as well, which wasn't ideal, and there was a lot of lag and a lot of stream breakup as well. Here comes Riley, and Riley then, who had an almighty lunge last time around, takes 4th position there. What about Markey? He's also through and past Jay Hings there. Markey is driving superbly well today, and what a performance there from last on the grid after issues in qualifying with the rain affecting Markey. It's now been to 6th position. What a performance there. This could be the performance of the season for Markey. Fantastic out there. Car is literally off the track then smashing boards, and Sean does not see anything. To be honest, I don't know why I'm employed still by ALR. Am I employed? I technically am, because I am technically paid every Christmas as I do get gifted a big old chocolate bar from Alex. That's from the Aussie, the boss. It's Kiki in 14th position, Nigel in 15th, Mr. Raging Bull 16th, Tory down in 17th at the moment. A lot of action's gone on tonight, and Anthony's absolutely right. I probably missed quite a lot of the action, as here comes R2B. It's not quite there. A lot of cars are very dirty out there as well. Of course, the engineers do like to give them a good old polish, a bit of spit and polish. Of course, that is also to help the aerodynamics as well, because of course they do not want to have any problems on the bodywork. Then it's into the pits. So is that into the pits? Yes, it is. Into the pits. There comes KD in the kick. Sauber as a 10-second penalty for Jay Hings. Oh no! And that is appalling luck there. That really is indeed there, of course. And Jay Hings, who had a great best qualifying this season, but a 10-second penalty. That is going to be painful. And Sylvester's all over the back of Sweet here, going on to Skyflock. We had an amazing overtake there last night, didn't we? I was wondering if we're going to see something similar here tonight, but not at the moment, are we? Facts, Red Bull is ruining us. Sean drives like that, and he has good internet. Ouch. Oh, Mushroom, you put those claws away. On board now with R2B. Goodness gracious me. That hurt, Mushroom. Just wait till Wednesday. Right, now I've got Duke is back up into ninth position here. Oh, I've swallowed my tongue. Duke is back up into ninth position now, trying to make his way back through the field after incidents, drama, and very much this one's been very intriguing. We're only on lap 15 then. I feel like I've been here forever and a day on this poof of mine. I've had to sit down, it's been that good. Good also because I give myself crap with my left buttocks. Here comes Marky. Best solution out for Vestia, but look who's behind Marky. It is Jinner, and Jinner then is very much going to be a major forward in the side for Marky, and that's what Marky did not want. But I think for Marky there, that's maybe me looking at the kettle half empty or half full. Half empty, I think it is glass half full actually, isn't it, or half empty. So Marky though has come from 20th on the grid, is now up into 4th position, doing a great job indeed. Then Katie has got past Savasta, who of course got his first pole position, which feels like it doesn't even feel like tonight, to be honest. There's been action and drama and intrigue that the stewards will be looking at. Been a blast, says Farfair, and I'm hoping that is not Farf calling it a day in Grand Prix racing there, because Farf has been. It's been a staple of ALR. Almost, I think it was the final couple of races in Gold Season 1 where Farf made his debut then. Of course, he won 3 in a row, didn't he? He should have won 4 in a row, but it was Silent Shifting who unfortunately decided to brake very Larry at the exit of the final turn in China and cost Farf and damaged Farf, I think, and that has unfortunately cost Farf his 4th win in a row, sadly, because Farf went on a bit of a run then with 3 wins in a row. Marky is now going to lead this race, and it was Riley, and Jinner's going to try and follow through then, but it's very difficult to have more than 2 cars there, and now on the outside there, Riley cuts across them, but Jinner's going to go through as well and forces his way through. Jinner's not waiting for an invite. He is through, and up into 2nd position now is Jonathan. He is flying through the field then and doing a great job out there. Marky leads this race, and Jinner in 2nd, Riley in 3rd position, and then we've got 4th position is R2 Pete then. My goodness gracious me then. As now just on board then with Marky. Jinner is 2nd, Riley in 3rd position with R2 Pete in 4th position, not anymore. He is up into 3rd, and R2B is through, but Riley's going to have the inside into turn 10, I think this is. But R2B may have the better traction and 4-lap younger tyres in at Riley, and through he goes, and up into 3rd with Riley down into 4th position. Look at that, Duke, the championship leaders, now join the party as well. Well, they usually say the 3's a crowd then, but what about 5 here? And look at Sloth in the background there also, just sitting very happy in the background. Marky is 4th. Someone gets shown some glasses. I should have gone to Specsaver, shouldn't I? It's into the pits now. Right, that's a very early stop. So Riley is going to condemn is not the right word. Is going to commit himself to a 2-stop strategy surely here. Jada then on the outside and takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. Kite out on the medium tires is back up in his 6th position here. So Riley is dropping down the order. He hasn't pitted yet. Now he's pitted and gone onto the medium compound tires. KD has got past Sweet on the outside. Great manoeuvre there. Sweet down in 10th position, but Sweet has only just gone onto those hard compound tires there. Hopefully they'll have a bit of a lull in the action here, because I am sweating profusely here. So check on Mushroom. Quite stormy and windy outside. Storm Mushroom, that says real Ashton. It was stormy last night, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, it was so miserable. I gotta say, I was absolutely saturated there. Where when I come back from my sister's last night, goodness gracious me. Please no one take that out of context. Jinner now leads the way out of turn 12. Stephen there, Jinner is looking good. Jinner is looking absolutely fabulous at the moment, isn't he, out in the lead? But and he's pulling away from Mark as well. Great stuff indeed there for Jinner. Is Jinner ever won a silver race? No, he hasn't. The highest he's been was 3rd position. Here comes R2 Beat going down to turn 1. No dice at the moment there. I went to get a cuppa. Says Sarah's Mushroom. And he is racing good as well, says Anthony. As Jinner is doing a good job. I think he's going to have to do some harvesting now, though, because look at Marky then all over the gearbox here. This is a championship. It's a champion's drive for Marky. He has been beating the doldrums as of late then in this championship, where it's starting to go off the rails for the McLaren and for Marky as well. I say for Marky as well. And of course, he has in the last 7 Grand Prix, he has only scored 29 points there for Marky, of course, and there's also been two DNFs in those last 7 Grand Prix as well. He's had 3 DNFs this season, but today Marky is standing up in the seats of that McLaren. He is driving superbly well, and absolutely fantastic performance there from Marky. Well done indeed. Let's take stock. We're on lap 19. We're just over half distance. Jinner leads. Pitted already. Marky has not pitted there. He is going long. R2B has pitted. He's in third position there. Marky's going to start to struggle here, but he's going for DRS here. And Marky, well, I say he's struggling. He's not at all, is he? Because he's going for it. He's having a look there. He's going on the inside. And through he goes. Takes the lead. Marky's going to hang it on the outside here. And contact between the two cars is getting a bit vicious and between the two drivers. And now Marky's on the inside. No, Jinner's on the inside. Marky's on the outside, and Jinner retains the lead. Lovely shot here from the McLaren Mercedes. Jinner cuts across the McLaren nose cone as we go into Skyfly. Oh my goodness me, Marky, is he going to figure the championship? He has to figure the championship, surely. Oh my word. Jinner and keeps the lead there, and I gotta say, a lot of drivers would have stepped back from that and thought, oh, Marky getting a bit squirrely there. He has been on this, has been on the same set of tyres since the start of the Grand Prix. Marky, a lot of drivers would have probably backed off there, especially knowing that this is a critical race for his championship charge. But my goodness me, hats off to Marky then. Balls of steel there from the McLaren Mercedes driver. Am I allowed to say that? I do not know, but hopefully I won't get told off by Farfare. As out of the final turn now for Jinner then is now started. It's out of DRS then, almost into the pits comes Duke then, and now R2B is now in the second position. I think the Marky's tires may be done there, but Marky's got to try and inch it. Is Marky struggling to get that car, the power down there? Mayran is back in this race and back into 5th position there for the McLaren drivers, having the tough race there, but he's already paired Mayran as he's in 5th position at this moment there, as Mr. Raging Bull has got past Jay Hings. Jay Hings does have a penalty, and here comes Duke coming out of the pits now. Kiki, who probably a bit fed up really after the issues under the safety car. He's still out there, still going, and Duke is on the medium tyres. Is he going to get those tyres to the end from here? I am going to raise my eyebrow here, like the people's champion, The Rock, if only I look like him. But I don't think the medium tyres are going to get to the end from here. By the way, if you clip that and he does get to the end there, I will, I'll be very disappointed in you. Calm down, Sean. I do need to calm down here, don't I? Because this is absolutely redonkulous. What is going on at the moment in this race. And what an incredible race this has been. There's been a lot of action. There's been a lot of drama. There's also been a lot of incidents as well, which will be looked at the end of this race, and I have no doubt about that. KD currently in 7th position, driving superbly well. 2 races in a row now that KD is really showing what he's made of. And it's really good to see that, because I feel that the old KD that is finally coming back. Then he's had a couple of seasons in the doldrums, but he's starting to enjoy his racing again. I'm sure of it. Well, he certainly looks like it anyway. Jinner leads. R2B is second. Marky is not coming to the pits yet. Kiki has come to the pits on this oven. There's a 10-second penalty for Kiki, and that is just more problems there for the man who's second in the championship tonight. So not ideal at all. So Jinner leads. Second is R2B. Then the gap is about 6/10 of a second. Marky is 2 seconds back in third position. Marky has lost about a second and a bit since the last couple of laps or so. So he's starting to drop off here. Sloth is also on the same tyre life, doing a great job as well. Sloth is in a 4th position. Mayran is in 5th position. There is a Duke and Jay Hings. It's Jay Hings off the circuit as a Duke is through. I'm not sure if there's contact or if Jay Hings made a mistake somewhere, but sadly Jay Hings is down into 12th position. Unfortunately, so we've got Mayran, who's now starting to home in on the back of Sloth, and his tyres are 4 laps older. It doesn't sound like a lot, but my goodness me, with the amount of load that's going on, then it can be. Mayran used as much slipstream as possible. Then, of course, he wants to get himself back in the championship fight. He is currently the highest runner in the form of the champions, well, the men who fight for the championship. But of course, he still has to pit. Duke is set the fast on the race. And where is Duke then? Vessier. There's Duke then. And where's Markey? So Markey coming out of the pits now. There he is. And, oh, I thought he kissed the Armco there. And there's Jay Hings there on the outside. So Markey is, oh, he's gone across that white line. I didn't see a penalty popped up, so he should be okay. Riley has got through past Sloth as well. So Sloth in 13th position. But Sloth and Markey are both drivers that are going to have a much better tyres at this stage of proceedings. Vessier on the hard tyres, 7 up out hard tyres there for Vessier. And I think the Vessier's going to be sitting quite happy here. KD also only 8 laps on his hard tyres, along with Sevasta as well, and Sweet and Vessier. Those 4 drivers, keep an eye on those 4 drivers towards the end of this race then, because this is going to get very interesting indeed. That this race is far, far, far from done, and been an incredible race indeed. That's probably one of my favourites so far this season, but however, I cannot say that too loud because I don't think the stewards will like that too much. R2B then just too far back in the road then. The KD is in front of Sevasta then, on board now with Sevasta, who's going to have a look, nothing more than that, and just trying to probably dissuade KD ever so slightly. And now look at this, and the 4 that we was talking about. Duke is in the pits. What's happened to Duke? The championship leader is back in. I'm sure there's an unscheduled stop for the Williams driver, and there the Williams mechanics are raring to go. It's a nose cone change, so issues for Duke. I wonder if everyone's contacted himself and Jay Hings. Soft tyres for the championship leader. Oh my word. Now, so Duke then trying to recover. Of course, Duke this season has been very much, has been so consistent as he's had 2 DNFs this season, but when he has finished in the points, and it's always been in the top 5 or above, hasn't it, for Duke? But this is a horror show race so far for Duke. We've just 12 laps to go to try and salvage something in this race, but at the moment it looks a bit unsalvageable. But late safety car could bring him back into this one. 3 retirements, Luke, Farf and Mad Max all out of this Grand Prix, sadly. Jinner is leading the way, but he's done 20 laps on those hard tyres. Can he get to the end from here on in? Remember Immortal's tyre wear towards the end, and he showed us a picture of his tyres after the end of the race, and Sevasta has got past KD and moved himself up into 4th position there. Immortal's tyres are 75% done at the end of that one, so of course that track was much more green, which may have also hurt the tyre wear as well, of course. As well, a bit of sprinkle of wet stuff during the race then. This has been a completely dry race so far. Lovely over-the-shoulder shot here from Vessier. As you can see, very much the driver's eye line as we go through Skyflock and over the brow of the hill. Now, can Sevasta now start to pull away? He currently leads this gaggle of 4 cars, which are all probably trying to get to the end from here on in. 12 laps on some soft tyres for Serious Mushroom. I am not sure about that, says that Mushroom. I think it's going to be a stretch too far as well, I think, for the championship leader for Duke then. That was an unscheduled stop, and that's not what Williams wanted, was it? One Williams then is leading this race, then what's the other Williams down in 15th position? Here's Vessier at the moment then, who's very much keeping a watching brief. And so KD is going to have a chance down into Tarzan. As well as R2B has come to the pits there. Jinner, I'm wondering if he was trying to goat him into the pits there. Well, if he has or not, R2B has come in nevertheless then. As Mayran is also carrying on as well then. 10 laps to go. I'm wondering if they're all thinking about the soft tyres. KD is going. Oh, is Sweet. That's a big lock up there for Sevasta in 3rd position. Sweet is now in 5th position with Vessier in 6th. R2B is in the pits. Medium tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Markey is 7th now. R2B is 8th. Sloth is in 9th. Gets past Jay Hings, who is down to 10th. Riley is in 11th position as well. And I think that's going to be Jay Hings' next opposition for his final point in this race. Back on board with Sweet now. Sweet is very much in the heart of this battle of 4 cars here. And I think these 4 cars are going to get to the end, going to try and get to the end then. Whether the question now remains then is those drivers are on fresh medium tyres, the likes of Markey, R2B, Sloth, and they have all come in the pits recently. The gap is 7 seconds between Vessier and Markey. So it's going to be very much edge of your seat stuff then to the end of this Grand Prix, and this is going to be a fantastic race to say the least then. So, as Jinner, he's gonna stay out there, Jinner, is by the looks of things. Can Jinner get to the end then? Can Mayran get to the end as well? I must say that I was selling those drivers a bit short if they can get to the end, but I think that they're gonna have to go into the pit shortly. But what do I think? Does that even matter? No. As Sweet there, great break in there from KD. Fantastic how KD breaks so late into tyres, and that's a great bit of break in from KD on 12 lap old hard tyres. And Sweet's only done 2 laps younger than great stuff indeed then. But KD and Co will be a full pit ahead of Jinner, says Serious Mushroom. That is a fact as well. But so if Jinner does pit, then he's going to be so far behind. The amount of time he's going to be able to make up, it's not going to be a lot. He hasn't got enough time left now with 10 laps to go. So that's what I was thinking, that maybe, just maybe, as James got a 3-second penalty, sadly. Then lack of penalties this week has been good so far, hasn't it? Really good stuff indeed. But sadly, there we do have 2 10-second penalties in the. We got 3 10-second penalties actually. I think Riley got a penalty there for ignoring yellow flags, albeit I think it was all the shenanigans of the connection issues, and also as well 2 10-second penalties for speeding in the pit lane. Sadly, those are slam dunks, to be honest, aren't they? They normally 9 times out of 10 do not get overturned there, and that's for Kiki, and that is for Jay Hings. Good evening to you, Halsey, then. He has to risk it, says Serious Mushroom. He has to stay out, Mushroom thinks that his Mushroom's got a strategical cap on. So is that we've got Riley, who's got past Hings and made his way up in 10th position there. Jay Hings, of course, a great qualifying. Timed the wet conditions absolutely perfect, to perfection, didn't they? Did Jay Hings very much our own Heinz-Hard Frentzen. As on the outside goes Mr. Raging Bull and Kiki. They're going side by side up into turn 3. And my goodness gracious me, great driving from both of them, locking up the inside tyre. There's contact between the 2 cars, and Kiki now hangs it on the outside. Then Mr. Raging Bull, that's a rubbish camera shot, so we're going to stay offside. And look at this, and they're going side by side over to Skyfly. Mr. Raging Bull on the outside. Kiki is not giving an inside. Great driving from both of them, and they're still side by side. That is magnificent stuff from both drivers. How did they get through that section side by side is beyond me. And I can't even get through there just myself. So that was absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. As we look down then is Kiki, who has still got 13th position. Mayran is into the pits then with just 7 laps to go. So it's getting very condensed now in that battle for 2nd position and the lead as well. So Mayran has not stopped yet for the McLaren team then. He's in the pits and he's not at his box yet. Though he's when he's at his box, he's on the medium tyres then. It's Mayran, and he should easily get to the end there. As Markey has got Markey and R2B has come to blows, and that's damage to R2B, sadly. Oh, that is such a shame then. As Mr. Raging Bull and Kiki are also fighting for position as well around here. Oh, my word. Two stop. One is Brave then. Halsey, the man I'm battling tomorrow then. What's the stops looking like then? Says Halsey. I've read that wrong way round, but you get the cut of their jib. Oh my word. And then once again going side by side, Kiki and Mr. Raging Bull. They're not fighting for points here, as Duke has now got a penalty as well. My goodness gracious me. This has been a bad bump in the road then for all the championship challengers. Duke down in 4th position, Mayran down in 15th but has fresh tyres. Kiki down in 13th. Markey is scoring points there, but had a horror show qualifying. And here comes KD. He's going to go on the outside. Savasta going to show him the long way around. KD goes so deep into turn 1. That is a magnificent braking opportunity. Oh no, and they've come to blows, and Kiki and Savasta have made contact. Oh my word then. I'm wondering if that's the same thing that happened with Markey and Marky and R2 beat there. Oh my gosh, and R2 beat has come to the pits now. Side by side through there is not ideal. What about the Ferrari? The Ferrari's got damaged as well. And Vessier and Sweet are now second and third in this race. Jinner 6 seconds in front with 6 laps to go. Oh dear. Was that a bit clumsy, do you think? And it also depends on the weather as well. I'm stupid, so how many stops? 4. 4, says Halsey. To be honest, it could be any number of stops in this race over the because I must say that the tyre life around here seems to be fluctuating quite a bit, don't they? Well, that's just yes. So Sirius Butcher put his opinion across there. R2B on the soft tyres now. I don't think Marky had damage in that instance, and he's only now second and a bit behind. Question is, though, where Sebastian's going to stay out. Sebastian stayed out. KD has stayed out as well. Great. I'm impressed about how KD braked so much later into turn 1 and got him into that facility. Sebastian held him on the outside there, but unfortunately 2 into 1 around this part of the circuit is very difficult to go, and usually it always ends in tears, and sadly it's ended in tears here tonight. Jinner, the gap is down to 5.7 seconds. Jinner has now won a Grand Prix in Silver before. Oh, KD's Kiki has a pound to come to the pits. It's been a tough race for Kiki. As I mentioned, it's been a tough race for all championship contenders, and so in theory, a lot of drivers may not lose too many points at this stage of the race. And but Kiki coming to the pits now, going to try and salvage this with a possibly a fast lap point. And so we're going to have a bit of qualifying out there for the final stage of the Grand Prix. Jinner is winning, deserves a win after the event comes last week, says Halsey. Absolutely. Marky's through. It's good. KD's off the circuit. Coming into the gravel. Oh, and Zoff has got a 3-second penalty there for going into the gravel there. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? To be honest, he would have lost more than he gained there, to be fair. But Marky is through past KD and moved his way up into 5th position. Next target for Marky is Sebastian, who is limping, wounded though, and damage to that front nose cone on the Ferrari. I do deserve a win, don't I? No, to be honest, I should have won this race last week, shouldn't I, in the event league? By the way, for people who just joining us, hang on, we got to talk about that in a minute, because on the outside here, and oh my goodness me, and once again they're fighting into turn 3, and my goodness gracious me, that's been the action zone tonight. Then Kydal on the outside, but Jay Hinks are fighting, whoa, and my goodness gracious me, and they're going side by side again. There's more contacts going up in the Skyflock. Great racing. There's been a lot of good racing around this circuit tonight, hasn't it? There's also been a lot of incidents and drama as well, which certainly adds to the story of tonight's Dutch Grand Prix. Lap 32 out of 36. Jinner is still out there, 27 laps on those hard tyres. That's ridiculous. And look at this, and there's Marky now starting to really put the pressure on Sebastian. And Marky, can he get a podium out of this? One of the Alpines there is slowing. What has happened there? As it's Mr. Raging Bull, this crawling Mayran is through him to the 12th position. He's still got his whole wing just about by the looks of things. On board now with Kydal, with Riley now on 14 lap hard tyres there. So Kydal is going to be a major problem now for Riley. Riley, though, has not got any penalties, which could help him. Here comes Kydal down the outside into Tarzan again. Again, brakes so much later. And look at that on the outside. Kydal, great manoeuvre around the outside, Kydal up into 8th position now, looking at the inside tyre. And through into 8th position goes the racing bull driver, who's probably been one of the most impressive and improved drivers of this season so far. He's been magnificent, hasn't he? Whoa, Marky, get a bit squirrely. Incredible stuff indeed there. Incredible stuff. What you need for this track is a Zandvoort dynamic setup. I would have got a 5-second penalty for that, says that Serious Mission. We got a penalty out there as well, as I was looking at the comment section. I apologise, I completely missed that indeed then. Jinner better share his tyre wear after this, says Stephen. Yeah, because Immortal's tyre 75% wear on his right front. Sorry, I think it's his left tyre. Where's it? Right, left? Front left tyre. I don't know what I'm talking about. But Marky knows what he's doing. He's up the inside, takes 4th position. And through into 4th, and through into 4th we go. Savassa sadly can't defend that, because he's got wing damage, doesn't he? The winner of last week's Grand Prix. Oh, it's a... Oh my goodness me, and Mayron up the inside of Riley, and through he goes. He has the inside line, great manoeuvre, and through he goes, and up into ninth position goes Mayron. It's now 2 points. We had yellow flags out there, and very quickly, we did not know who it's for as we just joined this battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th. I wonder if Jay Hinks now has better tyre life than his rival. Now we've also got the gaps at the front, and now starting to spread out. The gap is 2.4 seconds between Jinner and Sweet then as well, as this is going to be very much then very much a grandstand finish, and we're on board with Riley, and I think there's going to be Jay Hinks we should be looking at, and so this is going to get very interesting. Mayron is now flying through the field. He's now in 9th position, and these points are going to be critical in the outcome of the World Championship, surely. No idea how he's gone that far for 23 laps and on 92% where Sweet storming now then, says Serious Motion. Sweet has got the gap down to 2 seconds with 2 laps to go. I'm absolutely amazed with Jinner here tonight. He's been superb. Tori's got a 10-second penalty. Here comes Mayron, and there goes Mayron then, and takes 8th position in, and he is now collecting these points that he has lost then over the course of this race. He's now back up to 8th. KD with a damaged front nose cone might be able to get him before the end of this race there, as the gap at the front then is still 1.8 seconds, and it's under 2 seconds now then, with just a lap and a half to go in this Dutch Grand Prix. Jinner has never won a silver Grand Prix before, if my memory serves me. He's had a 3rd position. That's his best result of his career in silver. He has never won a Grand Prix, as Kiki has got a 10-second penalty sadly for speed in the pit lane. Jay Hinks all over the back of Riley, as this battle for the final points is going to be a final crescendo then, as there's 2 more DRS zones that Jay Hinks has got to survive. Sorry, not Jay Hinks, that Riley has got to survive. I'm also keeping an eye on that bus at the front then, as someone's off the circuit now. Here he is, and Sweet is now within a second and a half. He can see his rival. There he is. My word, as Mayron is now caught right to the back of KD then, who's just whoa, and Mayron almost lost the car. He's back underneath the rear wing of KD, and now he is through and takes 7th position then, and Mayron is now into 7th as Jay Hinks there is lost out to Riley. We're going to have to go back to the front then, because Jinner still leads for is now under a second then, with just a few corners from home. We're halfway through the final lap now. Jinner and Sweet, and let's go on board with Sweet then. This is it then. Can Sweet get his 2nd Grand Prix win of the season? Can Jinner get his 1st ever Grand Prix win of his career in silver? Jinner, of course, has been the bronze champion, and it's been an up and down career in silver over the years. And look at Sweet, he's breaking so much later. Oh my goodness me, he's very much under the rear wing now of the Williams car. He will have more purchase then. It's going to be difficult to overtake surely, but how much batteries he got left for Sweet then? Out of the final turn, out of the final bank, and now then, and then come underneath me as they fly out of the final corner then, and now that is Jinner across the line, and Jinner wins the Dutch Grand Prix by a 10th of a second. Jinner is a new Grand Prix winner in silver, his 1st ever Grand Prix win of his career in silver, and he won it by less than, just over a 10th of a second in the end there, here in the Dutch Grand Prix. 32 laps on a set of hard tyres. That is redonkulous. Sweet in 2nd, Vestier in 3rd position, Markey finishes 4th, with Savasta in 5th. Mayron gets himself back up into 6th position. What a drive from Markey, and I would even say that Markey might even get driver of the day, but Jinner getting his 1st Grand Prix win and 32 laps on the hard tyres. You can't look past that either. Incredible stuff indeed. Then Sloth is 7th, Kaidali, KD comes over 9th, and Riley keeps Jay Hinks at bay. But it's a 1st ever Grand Prix win for Jinner in the class of silver tonight then. What a way to win the Dutch Grand Prix. Right, where's my poof? I got to sit down. An incredible end to that race. Was absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Let's take a final look at the classification from the Dutch Grand Prix. Race winner, Jinner. Duke gets fast out. Driver of the day, Markey. Whoops, I pressed A too soon then. Jinner won his 1st race of his career from 13th on the grid to first race in silver. Sweet 2nd today then, with 3rd to Vestier. Great drives from the top 3. Markey from last on the grid to finish 4th. fed. Savasta could potentially have been on the podium there, but contact late on. Mayran salvaged some valuable points for himself and McLaren today. Sloth in 7th position, good points for himself in the Red Bull. Kaidal, more good points today. KD might be disappointed at that, with Riley clinching on to 10th position. Just outside the top 10 was RTB, J Hings 12, Mr. Raging Ball 13, Duke gets the Fast 7 14th, Key 15th, Horror Show. Sadly for the Red Bull driver, with Tori in 16th, Nigel in 17th. Retirements was Luke Farf and Mad Max all retired then from this epic Dutch Grand Prix. Wow, incredible stuff. And I think we got Jinner and we got Vestier in the comms box as well, which is fantastic. I've got to quickly sort me audio out, otherwise you won't be able to hear them then. And not, you've had enough of listening to me all through the race, haven't you? Jinner, you're a Grand Prix winner in at silver then. Can you sum up your feeling in words?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't believe it, especially from 13th. I didn't think it'd ever come a winning silver, to be honest.
And we all want to know about those tyres. 32 laps on a set of hard tyres is absolutely ridiculous. We thought Immortal went very long last night, but goodness me, 32 laps on a set of hards. How did you do
it? Just kept going, trying to take it easy through corners, turning ERS down to none. That seems to help the tyres. And yeah, just like instead of really fighting with people, just waiting for the opportunity to overtake.
And that probably goes against your racing instincts, because you're a man that loves to get in the mixer. You're a man who loves to fight tooth and nail. I got to say, you and Fark are cut from the same cloth. I love how both of you fight every inch of the way. But was you getting a bit concerned because Sweet was hunting you down there with just a couple laps to go? That gap was coming down, and he was literally pushing you over the line then. But it was expertly judged then. But did you think that you may be a lap short?
No, I didn't actually. I was just saving hers for it straight just in case he did catch up. As long as I block the corner so he can't get the traction out and I do, I'm always good.
And what was that your strategy call right from the get-go, is to go for a very long one stop and stay on the hard tires as long as possible? Because you do a lot of groundwork to get these races going. Then was that a part of your idea going forward? Was going to be on the hard tires for as long as possible?
Yes and no. I was supposed to do that the first stint, but because of where I qualified, I switched it at last second and thought I'll go on the softs, go for the early stop for undercut. And when safety car came out, it just made me mind up to go in then.
And you're now, as I said, you're now a Grand Prix winner for the first time in silver, and one of the probably most action-packed races you'll see of the season. Is this now the first main? Is this going to open the floodgates going into Italy? It's a completely different circuit then. And of course, I remember a couple of years ago that you had a very low downforce, which was very difficult to overtake then. So you're going to get a second Grand Prix win next week.
Hopefully. I don't want to say yes and jinx it, but hopefully I am up there.
Really good stuff indeed, Jinner. Then, and would you say this is probably your best race of ALR? You've had a lot of great success, especially in Bronze Ed. But does this top your achievements?
Yeah, definitely. The standard of driving in this league is top notch. So to come from 13th and with the strategy, I absolutely loved it, to be honest.
Congratulations, Jenna. You're a Grand Prix winner in silver. Fantastic stuff indeed. Let's come to Sweet, who finished second today. And Sweet, by you, was a tenth of a second away from winning the Dutch Grand Prix today. How difficult must that feel? Or do you think that this is points gained as the championship riders or championship challengers seem to have all fallen by the wayside? And that might have given you a slight edge for the championship challenge maybe later on in the season.
Yeah, definitely. Any points gained is always a bonus. But I think if I had a bit more battery, maybe, I don't know, to catch him at the end. But yeah, still a good racer. And well done to him. Got a little bit of a cold.
Oh, Charles, I'm going to have a bit of a cold after this one as well. I'm sweating
Yeah.
profusely, but that's not what you want to hear. On to the Grand Prix itself, then. I was mentioning about potentially then you gained quite a lot of points then, and I have kind of been saying that you might be gate crashing this championship challenge. And of course, you're 52 points away from the leaders with 7 rounds to go. And as we mentioned, you have outscored all your championship all the drivers in front of you in the championship today, and you have come in quite late in the season. But do you think then that it is realistic? Then are you in this championship fight? Is what I want to know.
I think if we can get a few wins, then maybe not the title fight, but maybe get a top three, top two. I don't know. Unless it carries on, like you just don't know, do you? I mean, I've just got to make sure I keep up the form myself, keep getting big points, and then it's down to the other drivers, isn't it, then to win their own races. So yeah, if I get a sniff, I'll give it a go.
And we do love a sniff as well. Oh, don't take that out of context. On the
Yeah.
on in terms of this Grand Prix, as we said, then just a tenth of a second away from Gino. Can you pinpoint a part in the race and where potentially I should have pitted a lap
Yeah.
earlier, I should have pitted a lap later? Was there a moment in the race where you think I should have done this differently?
No, because I was expecting the hard tyres. They take a while to warm up, so I was hoping if I could push an extra lap and then just come out in front, but it was quite tight. And then KD got in the mix, and I just didn't have on the straight. I just didn't have the battery to get past him, and it was a bit like I didn't know what his tyre life was on, so I was hoping that it'd fade off. But then I don't know what happened in front. There was like a big collision. So thank you very much, and I went through. That was about it. I think
There,
if KD wouldn't have held me up a little bit, then maybe I could have got closer to Gino. But fair play to Gino. That was a great drive. So.
and you mentioned about the collisions as well. It's quite a narrow circuit this one is. And do you feel that that a lot of collisions? What's your opinion on the collisions tonight then, if you did see any? Because some of them looked a bit clumsy to me. Would you agree?
I don't know. It's a bit hard to say when you're focusing on when you're racing and what's going on. But I don't know who hit her. I just seen them collide, and luckily they went to the left. So
There's me trying to stir the pot.
yeah, but it's unlucky for both of them because obviously they was both having a good race.
It doesn't matter though for you because you got second position today. Well done, sweet. And great drive
Yeah.
to finish second
Thank you.
today.
Cheers.
Absolutely mega stuff. And Vessier, welcome to the podium. Then it's the first time you've been on the podium this season. Then, but this is your fourth visit in silver. But it was a very much a battling drive. I think you started 11th on the grid and it came through the field
Yeah.
to finish third. Then, but you was involved in all kinds of battles in Anarchy throughout the race. And how did you survive?
Um, just watched everyone else crash out, pretty much. That's what it seemed like. Yeah, had a really good lap one after a terrible quali. Went from 11th to 6th, I believe. So yeah, that was a good first lap, and then it was just sitting in the DRS trains. It seemed. Um, didn't pit under the safety car because I thought tyres weren't going to go to the end, but Jenna decided to prove us all wrong. So yeah, P3 is.
Talking about that start then, because you reminded me how well that start was. It feels like such a long time ago now. But that start then, do you like plan in your mind about how to do a start like that, or is it just more natural and just kind of reacting to the drivers around you?
Just natural from race in real life in the past. So yeah, it's normally carnage in real life, so not any different.
And did you feel throughout the race and when you were stuck behind the DRS trains, was you feeling a bit like I need to start to get through and I need to start to go up, start to make progress in this race then, or was you quite happy to sit back and just like be towed along?
I was happy a bit until uh, when I was with Sweet, but then I made one mistake towards the end, dropped DRS, and I couldn't do anything. And I thought Jenna might have had to pit again or got a puncher, but he proved us wrong, so unfortunate.
And how would you sum up your season so far? Because it's been a couple of sixes, a couple of lower points finishes as well. I think it's been quite a consistent season. But how would you sum it up then for this season?
A roller coaster, a bit like Checo Perez in a Red Bull. Um, being on the edge of points, getting 1 or 2, and then have 1 or 2 good races and get a win, hopefully soon.
And that
Would
was
be
my next
nice.
question, actually, because with this podium now today, that's going to give you confidence. Surely then in the final 7 odd races, then, do you think you can get another podium? And maybe, can you get on top step before the end of the season?
Maybe. I've been really close in 100%. Yeah, at Silverstone. That was my closest to having a win on this game. So hopefully we can get one in the bag.
Thank you very much,
Maybe
guy.
maybe on Wednesday.
Well, actually, I don't want you to be too mega because I want to win. Good, good stuff today. Well done, guys. Fantastic. And that's going to be it then from Silver tonight. What a mega race that was. And of course, tomorrow night it is going to be bronze then. Reflection's got a 7-point lead in the championship from Smithy Almighty. 25 points back is Dynamo Dan then. They're all within a win of each other, but it's been Hungry Styles, who's an absolute fine vessel at the moment, who is very much hunted down the top three then. Very similar to Sweet in silver. And then bronze in the Constructors' Championship. Then Aston Martin leads and has got a 44-point lead over Ferrari and Williams there. It's very much nip and tuck in that Constructors' Championship as well. Ferrari are starting to get some good points on the board then, but they need both Winnie and Smith and White to score some big points then tomorrow night in bronze. I'll see you Sunday at the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix. I cannot wait then. Historic Monza.